So today I'm going to be playing If My Heart Had Wings. My friend Victor gave it to me on Steam. I have no idea what it is. He told me not to read into it or anything, so here we go. The bicycle road race is known as a really harsh sport. The hill climb in the middle is hell to. While putting a strain on every muscle in your body, you have to continue pedaling without any brakes to climb a steep hill. At that time, I always think, I can't do this anymore. I'll make this race my last. Even though I think that every time, in the end, I still take part in the next race. I've endured severe training so that I don't put my feet halfway through the hill climb. Why do I do that? Because once I finish the hill climb, I am waiting for my reward. Nothing compares to the feeling of cutting through the wind as I race down the downhill section at blistering speed. At that moment, I feel an incredible rush. Then I realize that I have forgotten about everything. The pain of the hill climb, the strain on every muscle in my body, and the days of hard practice. It's not a matter of whether I win or lose the race. I just enjoy it. And that's why I continue to ride. That's how it should have been. I still didn't have much life experience at that time, and it was something beyond my imagination. Suddenly, without warning, something was taken from me. I could also say shut away or lost. However, to directly express the emotion I felt at that time, taken is the word that fits best. So there was one thing that I learned. Life isn't all about having fun. I gained a lesson in life. The thing I lost was everything. I let myself get depressed about this, but I should have thought about it a little more. If something could be taken from me so abruptly, then something could be given to me just as suddenly. The wind blew, a gentle but strong wind. It would not be unreasonable to call it an encounter. What this could be the start of, even now there's still no way for me to know. The windmill is turning. People are overwhelmed just because of the size of such enormous things. This unnatural silhouette serves a function, but those who don't know what that is, it would appear to be something very bizarre. With so many lined up like this, it could be said to be even more overwhelming. But why is that? The sight of the white windmills lined up on the green hills somehow seems so picturesque. This is amazing, to think that something like this could be made. At the very least, 5 years ago there was nothing here, just a wide open space. I heard they were going to build a large-scale renewable energy research facility. The cell phone in my pocket vibrated to tell me I had received a text. It's from Anchan. To Oi. Did you arrive here already? Sorry, I couldn't come to meet you. My name is written using Chinese characters, read as Aoi. It's a difficult character and is often mistaken for Midori. Incidentally, whether it is Aoi or Midori, it is often mistaken for a girl's name, which causes a few problems. I'll quickly write a reply. I hardly ever use text, so I find the key touch awkward to use. I got here a little too early, so I'm just going for a stroll. The windmills are amazing. Okay, send. The reply came quickly. They're great, aren't they? It's the new famous spot of Kazagura. Sorry if I mispronounced that. If you have any problems, contact me anytime. Anchan. ... Thank you, Anchan. I love the art. As I sent the text, I sat down on the grass. This place is on the hillside, so from there I was able to gaze at the lake and the town that stretches across the opposite bank. The rapid redevelopment of the town of Kazagura meant that the remnants of the old buildings from the Showa era are intermingled with the modern architecture. The view expresses both the past and the future at the same time. Airplane. Paper. Something white flitted across my field of vision. For a moment, it looked like one of those windmill blades had come flying off, but there's no way that could happen. Gotta save. Just in case. For a moment, oh wait, I already said that, but there's no way it could happen. Is it a paper airplane? I got up and headed down the slope to look for it. The paper airplane, gliding gently, eventually lost its momentum and descended. Gotcha! I ran ahead of it, did a small jump, and caught it in midair. Where did this come flying from? Judging by direction, it had come from the top of the hill. At a time and a place like this, could there be someone here besides me? Foreshadow. I took the paper airplane with me as I climbed up the slope. Just as I was able to see the top. Animation. This game is so beautiful. A sudden gust of strong wind blew the paper airplane out of my hand. Ah! Hey, wait! I chased after the paper airplane and ran up the slope. If my heart had wings. I love the scenery so far. Then just as I finally caught it, who is she? There was someone on top of the hill. It was a girl, sitting in a wheelchair, looking fleetingly into the distant sky. and a sudden breeze blew her hair, and she combed it back with her fingers. Against the background of the blue sky and windmills that spread across my view, the girl's black hair and white blouse looked incredible. I ship it. It was as if I was looking at a completed work of art. The girl noticed me. At first I thought I should make an excuse for why I was there. It was like I had stepped into her world without permission, and I started to feel guilty. She's not saying anything. Some guy had just suddenly appeared, so perhaps she's being cautious. To show her the reason why I had come here, I held out the paper airplane. Did you throw this? Oh my god. Her noises. The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. She looks like she's welling up. Suddenly, tears appeared in those delicate eyes. Huh? What? The tears that had welled up in the corners of her eyes came running straight down. As I watched, great big tears came rolling down her cheeks. Hey! Without thinking, I walked up beside her. What's wrong? Do you hurt somewhere? As she shook her head, she touched the hand that I had unconsciously held out, as if she were clinging to it. Her hand was small and trembling. I was scared. Squeeze. She gently squeezed my hand. It's okay now. I didn't even know what the situation was. However, as I answered, I squeezed her hand back. Oh my god. Quack, quack. Ow, ouch. Ow, ouch. Before I knew it, there was something like a chicken at my feet. And all of a sudden, it started pecking at me. That's a duck. Ga, ga, gua. Peck, peck, peck. Ow, that hurts. What is this thing? Stop. Stop that hat. Hat, as it was called, calmed down at her command. Oh, so cute. Good. Is it a duck? Pretty sure it is. With a yellow beak and white feathers, it was a duck that looked like a chicken. For some reason, it was wearing a hat. The art! I'm sorry, it's because I was crying. It seems like he mistakenly thought you made me cry. Ah. So this is how surprising it is to be suddenly attacked by an animal. Me too, Aoi. However, thanks to that, it looked like she had stopped crying. Is the towel okay? I don't carry a handkerchief around with me. As I said that, without waiting for her to reply, I took a hand towel out of my bag. Of course it had been washed, so it was clean, of course. Thank you. Why were you crying? If it hurts somewhere. She's not hurt, dude. It's emotion. That's not it. As she answered, she pointed to one of the wheels of her wheelchair. It had lost its air and had collapsed. You got a flat tire?
おかげで立ち往生していたの。もう1時間もよ。
Well, she's been stuck there for an hour. That would make me cry. That's a terrible thing to happen. Just a mere flat tire for her is like having her legs taken away. Don't you have a cell phone?
部屋に置いてきた。
I left it in my room. She answered dismayed.
だから他の方法で助けを呼ぼうと思って。
That's why I thought of another way to call for help.
そしたら SOS を受け取って来てくれた人がいたから。
That way, if there's someone who can get my SOS and come here for me. SOS? Oh, this? I opened up the paper airplane that I still had in my hand. I'm in trouble. Someone help me. I'm on Windmill Hill. So when someone arrived carrying the paper airplane, she felt relieved and started to cry? Now she was fine, but until just now, she was shaking. That must be how scared she was. Hold on a moment. The bag at my feet rustled as I rummaged around inside it. When she saw the tools that I had taken out, she seemed confused. Would it be okay for you to get out for a moment? She can't walk.
どうして？
Why? I'm gonna fix it. You can't go anywhere if you have a flat tire. Can you?
そうだけど。
Well, yes, but,
で、貸してもらってもいいかしら。
Would you be able to give me a hand? Of course. Getting out of a wheelchair is not easy for her. What should I do? From the methods I had seen on TV, the care workers do it by embracing them from the front. We both looked as though we'd imagined that situation and froze.
やっぱり自分で。
I think I'll do it myself. Excuse me a moment. As I put my arms around her sides to her back, I suddenly lifted her up. Great voice acting. 10 out of 10. Whoa, she's so light. Oh, you little pervert. Because she was much lighter than I expected, there was a bit too much momentum. Hup. Before she could grasp the situation, I put her down on the soft grass. I'll have it done soon, so hold on a moment. Ooh. They're made in the same way as bicycle tires. I immediately started on the repairs. She's behind me, so I can't see her expression, but I had a feeling I was being stared at with contempt. As I was quietly working, the duck was waddling around me and pecking at the soil. Is this duck your pet?
違う。ただの同居人。
Housemates?
散歩しようと思ったら勝手についてきちゃったのよ。ハト、あんまり遠くへ行っちゃダメよ。置いてっちゃうんだから。わあ。
Do ducks recognize their own names? What he's called? When he's called, he responds by turning around. Hey, he's pretty smart.
そうなのよ。だから困るの。いたずらばっかりして。
As I looked at the duck, I saw her legs laid out on the grass in my field of vision. So she can't move them? There are a number of reasons why people need to use a wheelchair, but it looked like she had a disability in her legs. When I picked her up just now, her body stiffened up with surprise, but there was no strength at all in her legs. The duck returned from his little excursion. While walking around her, he would occasionally try to jump onto her lap,
邪魔。
she said as she made him get down again. As I watched this exchange from the corner of my eye, I fixed the flat tire.
男の子ってすごいのね。そんな道具いつも持ち歩いてるんだ。
That's not really the case, though. I sometimes carried them with me.
私草の上に座るのなんて久しぶり。柔らかくて気持ちいい。
Is she crying? As she said that, she made a little sound as she stretched. Oh,
いいところよね。ここ。
yeah, it is.
部屋の窓から見えるのよ。一度来てみたかったの。
The wind blows through here. 5 years ago, there were no windmills, though.
5年前。
I've just come back to this town.
そうなんだ。
She directed her gaze at something far away.
じゃああなたは故郷に帰ってきたんだ。
Yeah. She suddenly looked down and seemed lonely.